All right. Welcome to the Path to Billionaire Success Stories, the podcast that takes you on a journey through the stories, strategies, and insights of remarkable individuals who have achieved greatness in their field. I'm your host, Ben Petrowski, and together we'll unravel the secrets, challenges, and triumphs that pave the way to success. Join us every week as we uncover the principles that can help you overcome obstacles, embrace change, and harness your potential. Get ready to be motivated, challenged, and empowered to embark on your very own path to success. Remember, success is not just a destination, it's a journey. So buckle up and get ready to explore. Today, we are joined by my mentor, the one, the only, Maryam Al Ali. I can't even speak right now. Maryam Al Ali.
You got this. You got this. You're good,
Maryam
madam.
Ali Zastoupil.
There you go. Perfect. Well done, man. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. You want to tell everybody about yourself? Give us a brief introduction. Tell us what you're working on. Tell us about Maryam.
Definitely, Ben. So first of all, you know me. I introduce myself with my purpose. So my name is Maryam Al Ali Zastoupil. I put God first. This is my story, and I have a purpose. I help others embrace their authentic self to serve a bigger purpose. Everything I do in my life, from the minute I wake up in the morning to the minute I go to sleep at night, is in service of something bigger than who I am. I am the co-founder of Clear and Conquer. I'm running it here with my husband, Alexander Zastoupil. And I am originally from the United Arab Emirates. I am from UAE. I started my first business in Dubai, and then after I married Alex, of course, we merged our company to what we know today as Clear and Conquer. And currently we are helping. What we do in our company is that we help people get clear on their goals and conquer their future with speed through the use of our educational services. So that's a quick introduction about who we are and what we do.
Very good. I love it. I love it. So, how do you define success, and what does it mean to you personally?
That's a great question, Ben. So I believe that success, every single person has their own definition of success. For me, success is by how many people's lives I can impact and I get them to become better. Like, that's how I define it. Like, my measurement of success, yes, of course, you have the dollars in the bank account, you have the following on social media. Yes, you have all these different things, but your measurements comes from how many people do you actually impact in your life as a result of you living your purpose. So the more I live my purpose, the more I define who I am, the more I can go ahead and become more successful. So my success is measured by how many lives I impact and I get them to be better for themselves, for their families, for their communities, and for their nations, for sure.
I love that. That is an amazing definition of success. So
thank you.
Has your definition of success changed over time?
Oh, 100%. Like, I remember before I even have this clear understanding of what success is, Ben, back in the days, I used to, I remember when I started my career in the wrong foot, let's put it this way. And I was an accountant. I studied accounting for 5 years. And at that time, when I was in college, I thought that success is when I graduate with my bachelor's degree. And then I started working in corporate, and time moved so fast. So within 10 years, I changed for jobs, right? And at that time, I thought that, for me, success is when I get promoted. Success for me is when I, for example, get more money. Is like, my success is for me if I get to be in the next position in the company, whatever it is. So that was my very limited definition of success, because at that time, what I was caring about is, what is it for me? Not what is it for the other people. It is when I found my purpose, Ben, it is then when I realized that, you know what, it's a bigger game here. It's a really bigger game when you go ahead and you understand that this success you are aspiring to have, it is not only about you, it is about the lives that you will be able to change because you exist. So definitely, Ben, it has changed. It evolved, actually. And I'm glad that I had that limited definition of success, if you like, at that time, because right now I understand what does real success means to me personally.
Yeah, that is awesome. Helping other people is so critical to your own success that people don't don't put enough weight into it like you guys do. Like,
Totally.
so I love that about you and Alex and Clear and Conquerors, that it's all about other people and not so much you guys. You guys do your own thing, get your own training and stuff like that, but you guys really want to just help other people, and it's
Oh,
amazing.
totally. Oh, totally. 100%. It's a responsibility then, like when you have so much information, you have so much knowledge, and you are successful with it. Now you are responsible to help other people be successful with it. Of course, with their own goals and ambitions and dreams. Like I don't tell people, oh, you have to be a replica of Maryam, or you have to be a replica of my husband Alexander for you to reach your goals. It's a bigger game if you like.
Right.
Definitely.
Exactly. So, what role do you believe that luck or timing has played in you achieving your success?
Oh, wow, that's a very good question. Luck and timing. So here's the thing. Here's what I know. I heard this from John Maxwell back in 2017. He said, when an opportunity knocks, it's too late to prepare. So you better be ready for the opportunities when they come across your door. So when someone say, oh, this person is lucky, or the timing that he got the right timing, or all the stars were aligned, which is fine. But at the same time, there is something else backing up that assumption. So for me, if I'm gonna say, oh, I'm lucky, the only reason if I'm gonna consider myself lucky or I have the right timing is because I've been preparing for it. How many people like they have an opportunity right there in front of them, and because they were not ready for it, it's gone.
Right.
And my intention is when I help people identify this is to understand what they can do as a result of them understanding who they are. Because when you understand who you are, you understand what you need to do in life. And when the more you do in life, the more luck you attract, or the best timing comes to you. But that only happens when you are, again, from my perspective, from my own experience, it happens when you are preparing yourself for the next level. So yes, did I get lucky? Well, I created the luck. I would say that we create our own luck. The
Yes,
more we work on ourselves, the more luck we create.
I love that. It's a
Yes,
great way to look at it. To break it
definitely.
down is be
Yeah.
prepared and you're ready for those opportunities. And from an outside standpoint, it looks lucky. So,
Oh, totally. Yeah.
so. Can you share a specific setback or challenge that you faced on your journey that you overcame?
Oh, wow. That's a very good. You have very good questions, but like
Yeah.
I salute you for the questions you have in this podcast, because these are really some questions that many people do not ask, but when they do ask, it's like it gets me as as the one who's being a guest here to actually go ahead and answer. And my answer to that question is very simple. There are many different challenges I face, let's say, but if I'm going to think about one specifically, I would say this challenge happened back in when I was 17 years old. It was when I went to college for the first time. And that was the beginning of me making multiple wrong decisions, which was based on that specific decision when I was doing in 17. So when I was 17 years old, I went to college for the first time. I didn't know what to study. Like many students right now, they go to college and they don't know what they need to study. And the result of that is, they keep on studying something for 5 years or 6 years, and then they go to the workplace and then they work for 20, 30 years in something that they don't like. Now, I didn't know better at that time. So I remember I studied accounting because my dad told me, oh, this is good. It's a good place. And, you'll find a quick job. I didn't really think much of it. And I just did it. But I remember that very specific moment when I was standing outside the classroom before I enter. And I remember the classroom was made of glass, like the windows were made of glass inside the campus. And I would look at the professor explaining something to the students. And I started to cry because I'm like, I don't want this to be my life. But I didn't stand up to that thought, which is again came from me as a spirit. This is not my life. My life is supposed to be something else, helping some other people, doing something else, even though at that time I didn't know. But all what I knew, that was the wrong decision. Don't go into that classroom. But I did. So I went into that classroom and I kept going into that classroom and I kept taking classes in accounting and I kept taking classes in finance that I didn't like. It doesn't mean that I was not good at it. I didn't like it. I knew this is not my thing. I knew it's not my path. And then it was the beginning of making series of wrong decisions. It was when I started working in a bank. I worked in a bank is because, oh my God, like I said, accounting and finance, I might as well do this. And, you know, when I was in college, I was also, when I was in my first job, I went to the second job and the third job and the fourth job, and every single one of them was in accounting and finance. And I'm not an accountant. I'm not a finance person. I just studied the thing. So that was that moment at 17 years old. It was something I invalidated. I invalidated my own being. I invalidated myself by going into a classroom that I believed at that time, and I still do, that it was the wrong decision. But I didn't know better in life. It was then that when I found my purpose in life, I realized that, oh my God, I'm not an accountant. But that was the crazy thing. I found my purpose in 2015 after I was in that field for like 6 years. But then I stayed. Although I found my purpose, Ben, I stayed there for another 3 years. Although I knew it's not the right thing to do. I knew that I need to shift from accounting and finance to learning and development. I knew I had to create that shift in my life, but I did not. It took me 3 years to actually say, you know what, it's time. Because I didn't know. It was very scary. I'm leaving something that I've already known, right? So it was that moment when I made the shift after 3 years that everything else in my life changed. Like that same year in 2018, I changed my career from finance to learning and development, got promoted twice in 1 year. I started my own business. It was my first time starting my own business. And at that time as well, it was when I went for my doctorate degree. And at that time, I knew it was I wanted to do something I wanted, not because whatever I did in my master's and in my, bachelor's, I wanted to do something else, not that I'm focusing on academia here, but it was the right thing to do. The right decision to make. I don't know if I should have gotten a PhD. I'm glad I got one. But at that time, I was not sure why I'm going for a doctorate. So at 17, I made the wrong decision. And I kept on making the wrong decision because I thought that's the safest thing to do. But then I realized what a big mistake it was, because it made me realize or make more mistakes that was not supposed to be happening.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I learned something new right there. Like obviously we, learning your purpose doesn't mean it automatically flips the switch and you go and do that right away, but I didn't realize that you had continued in that financing in the accounting industry for 3 more years after finding your purpose. So
it's crazy when you think about it, Ben, because that's why right now when I help people find their purpose, I want to help them execute immediately. I don't want them to take them 3-4 years, or maybe a lifetime. That's why you are part of our group, right? Our mentorship and accountability group. But like at that time, I wish if someone told me about this. I wish if someone told me, okay, fine, you found your purpose, now execute. I didn't know how to execute, so that's why I take a full responsibility, not only help people find their purpose, but also execute on it.
Right. Yeah, no, that's critical. Like finding out things is one part of it, but you have to follow through, you have to execute, you have to do the work afterwards. So that's awesome. I hope everybody that's listening caught that. Like the queen of purpose did not just find her purpose and go right into it. Like she had to work her way into it too. So
I wish if it's that kind of fairy tale. It's not.
Right.
Like, I found it and I flourished, and not really.
And that's it. The end.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's crazy.
What motivates you to keep striving for success even in challenging times?
Again, we touched on the topic of purpose. It's my purpose. When I have this statement, and maybe I will be known for this statement. I say, when you find your purpose, you stop going for what you want and you start going after what you deserve. So my purpose, it is my compass, it's my North Star, it's my why, as they say. And it's because I know who I am and I'm connected with who I am. Every time I face a challenge, which is in alignment with my purpose. So here's that many people don't understand us. Yes, you find your purpose. Yes, you are setting goals. And by the way, when you set goals, when you have your purpose clear, you're going to face challenges And even when you don't know your purpose, you're still going to face challenges. But the difference with a life with purpose and a life without a purpose is that the life without a purpose, when you face the challenges, you cave in. But when you are facing challenges, when you have a purpose, you flourish, because you know that challenge is in alignment with something I want in life. So all the challenges I used to face then with accounting, when I was working in accounting, I didn't like them. It was like, oh my God, I was very like, you see guys see me now. I was very, at that time, I was very negative. I was like, I hated my job. I really did hate my job. It's just now when I'm living my purpose, and even though I'm facing challenges, I'm like, oh my God, I need to show up today. Someone needs me today. Someone needs to find their purpose today. Someone needs a piece of advice today. Someone needs to be helped with their goals today. We are also 10x business coaches. Someone needs help with 10x today. Someone needs me to help them think big today. So when you are operating with purpose, you know it's not about you, it's about humanity. Someone will walk into your life today, and you have the responsibility of helping them through your purpose. So every time I face any challenges or face any problems, or I'm doing something and I'm getting some kind of a setback, I'm like, okay, fine. This is this thing that I am facing. How can I take this thing that I am facing, and how can I make something good out of it? How can I get some results out of it? And again, every time I face challenges, I'm like, someone needs me today. I have to show up. I have to show up, because by the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about everybody here on planet Earth. What my target is to go ahead and help. Well, my goal is to help 8 billion people know about purpose. Even maybe not everybody wants to find it. By the way, I say I want 8 billion people to know about purpose. I didn't say anything about finding, because not everybody is ready to find their purpose. And I'm only willing to help people who are ready to find it. So going back to your question, the setbacks, the challenges, every single one of them I got through is because I know it's not about me anymore. It's about the lives. Again, going back to your question about success, it's about the lives I will change, because I am in alignment with who I am.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
Do you think there's a connection between failure and success?
Oh yeah, they're neighbors. Definitely, like 100%. Like where is there success, there is failure. Where there is failure, there is success. Now also there is a misconception about that. Again, I noticed that people who are scared of failing, they don't understand that it's literally success is next door. It's next door to failure. I remember every single time I failed, I knew there is something on the other side. I know every time I was rejected, there was something on the other side. I'm going to tell you like a quick thing here. I remember there was a time where, like this is 10 years ago, 8 years ago, when I would be going to see people, or I want to go ahead and meet people, and I want to go ahead and tell them about what I can help them with. It still happens, by the way. But at that time, it was the beginning of it happening. I noticed that I was getting rejected a lot. Oh no, I don't want it. You are young. I remember when I wanted to do my doctorate at that time, I went to the course to meet the professor, and I was, I think, 27, 28 at that time. And the professor who went to meet me, he's like, oh, you're too young. So there was always a rejection of some kind. You're too young, you are a woman, you are an Arab, you don't know how to speak English very well, something is like a rejection of some kind, right? But for every single rejection, there was a reward. Like, it's crazy how that happened. Every single rejection, there was a reward. So I flipped the way I think about it. Everybody, and now every time someone says to me, no, or there is a door that is closed, I'm like, oh my God, it's bigger. Every time I get rejected, even if it's from big companies, I'm like, oh, it's bigger, it's bigger, it's bigger. And it's amazing. Yes, it was bigger. Like every time I get rejected, I'm like, oh my God, the next door is bigger. And it is bigger. And it is even better than I thought. So right now, you get to a point as well when you understand success and failure, is that there are certain companies or entities right now, if they tell me right now to come and train them, I will not do it. Why? Because I have outgrown that environment. When you understand what you can accomplish in life, when you understand that success and failure are together, you get to understand that every failure or every rejection or anything that you can consider as a failure is actually, there is another door behind it that is way bigger. And when you go through that big door, You don't care about the small door that was not open for you because it doesn't fit you. You're bigger than that door. So there are certain environments or certain entities now, even if they pay me, I don't want to do anything with them. Why? Because I'm like, it's okay, I'm fine. I'm gonna send you someone, or I'm gonna recommend something for you, but you will not get me because you rejected. And I have a saying too: those who are not with you in your come up, they don't deserve to be in your time of victory. They can watch. They can watch, Ben, but they don't have to. Like, again, many of us, we feel bad. Oh, I became successful, but that person was sabotaging me and sabotaging my success. It's okay. I'm going to invite them into my party or my event. You don't have to. You don't have to. Because, like, again, those who were not with you at your time of challenges, they don't deserve to be with you at your time of victory.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Maryam, this one gets answers all over the board. How do you maintain a work-life balance while pursuing your career or your personal endeavors and success?
Work-life balance. Here's the thing with that. I personally, this is again my perspective. I believe there is only life. I don't believe in the work-life balance. You know this, you are in the accountability group, we talk about it all the time. But I understand that it's an out there statement. For me, there is life and there is areas of life. So you have your life. Your life consists of different things, whatever you are, whichever part of life you are in. So you have family, you have spirituality, you have business, you have, I don't know, like community, you have your nation, you have your career, you have different areas of your life. So you have life, and then you have different areas of life. So I don't think about work life, because I know life is not only, what I'm living is not only life or work. Life is similar to the work. Work is part of life. It's not life, right? So at that time, when I was not fulfilled in life, going back to the previous story, I remember at that time, I was very like, oh God, like it's very, what's the word now? I was not fulfilled. I was not fulfilled because I was having this work-life balance. It was a wrong datum I had, a wrong piece of data I had. It is then later on in life that when I became really fulfilled and I understood life and I understood who I am and what my capabilities are and what I can accomplish in my life or not, it was then that I realized that it's life. There is life, and then there is areas of life. Work is part of my life. It's not life. Family, it's part of my life. It's not life. Education is part of my life. It's not life. Spirituality is part of my life. It's not life. So I get to understand that there is this big umbrella called life, and there is different areas of my life. There is different things I can do with my life. So, sorry, the second part of your question, I forgot. I'm sorry.
And how do you pursue your personal or use it in your personal and your career on your success?
Definitely. So one thing like I really love about having a purpose is because you make decisions, and you make decisions fast because you know that decision is right, or even if it's wrong, you make it fast. So for example, now that I know that I have life, and then I have all these different areas of my life, and every area of life has different goals, right? With my family, I have goals. With my marriage, I have goals. With my business, I have goals. With my spirituality, I have goals. So every single time I would need to make a decision, good or bad, challenging or not, I'm like, okay, is this decision in alignment with my purpose or not? Are these decisions in alignment with my goals or not? If these decisions are not in alignment with my goals, I do not do them. I do not even bother. I do not waste my time making decisions on something that I know is not going to be serving me. Like, I want to help 8 billion people find their purpose. If someone comes to me and wants me to go ahead and buy a car and flash them in front of other people, I don't have time for that. That's not in alignment with my purpose. If someone's going to tell me, oh my God, Maryam, I want to partner with you because I believe that there is a school that can take, I want you to speak to this school that has 100,000 students about purpose. I'll gladly do that because that's in alignment with my purpose. That's in alignment with who I am. And that's something I'm more comfortable doing because, well, I don't like the word comfortable. That's something in more alignment with who I am. So I would definitely do it. So going back to your question, work-life balance, I don't really believe in it. I believe there is life, and then there is areas of life. And I believe every single decision you make in your life should be in alignment with your goals, and your goals should be in alignment with your definite purpose in life.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's all inclusive. It's not, you can't set different categories and stuff like that and be like, oh, I have to spend 8 hours here, 8 hours there. It's
Right.
not that way. It's when you're doing that task, be all in on that task at that time and continue to just do that.
Totally. Totally, Ben. Totally. 100%. That's how I see it.
Yes. Um, have there ever been any times that you felt like you were successful but just weren't recognized for it? And how did you handle that?
Oh, so many times. Like I remember this happened a lot in my career. I remember there is one time specifically, there was this brainstorming session in one of these brainstorming programs at one of the entities I was part of. And I remember I proposed an idea. Again, this idea was a specific application to recognize the employees with each other using a specific device. And I just pitched the idea, with a group of people. Later on, like months later, this idea got executed and my name was nowhere to be seen. And it was a big idea across 20,000 employees. I'm like, why my name was not recognized there? So at that time, I felt victimized, but I didn't want to feel like that. So what I did is I owned it. I'm like, that's what happened. I'm responsible for it. Next time, if I'm ever going to be part of these programs, I know exactly what to do. Now, many times when we don't get recognized, we feel devalued, but we shouldn't. Here is the thing. When you understand your value, you understand that you recognize and acknowledge yourself before any other person do. So for me, I acknowledge myself, I acknowledge my successes. If some other person will acknowledge me, I appreciate it. But I don't appreciate it because it came from them. It's appreciated because it builds on my own appreciation for myself. And many people, when they don't get recognized, they think, oh, they are being devalued or so on and so forth. Well, maybe if this is something that is very important to someone, maybe they should talk about it with their managers or with their line managers or with their team leader. I don't know what your definition of recognition is, but for me, my recognition, I want more work. If you recognize my work, give me more tasks, give me more things, give me more opportunities to add value to this entity that I am part of. So again, I remember at that time it really bothered me, but then every time I get bothered or I feel like I am a failure, I ask myself, what is it? What is it? When it's rejection, oh, it's a bigger door. When it's an opportunity like this, okay, fine. What am I learning here? Why am I feeling like this? What am I learning out of this experience? So I know how to handle it next time. So that's again a way to look at it personally. But it's amazing what happens when you understand your own value, appreciate yourself. So anyone who appreciates you later, you get to actually understand and experience. And you look, you know what? I appreciate you appreciating me, but I appreciate the fact that I appreciate myself more. If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, the
Yeah,
outside
absolutely.
validation is great, but that internal validation means so much more.
Oh,
So,
100%. And if there's one more thing I would like to add to this thing, many people come to my lives, like my Instagram lives, and they come watch me like, oh my God, we come, Maryam, because you want motivation, you are motivating us. I'm like, that's the wrong motive to come to my Instagram or my content, because I'm like, my intention is not to motivate you. My intention is to help you. Like other people might inspire you, but motivation comes from within. It doesn't come from without. It comes from within. It comes from you, from who you are as a being. Because what if one day Maryam is not posting anymore on social media or whatever, you're gonna say, oh no, I cannot be motivated. I need this outsource person to validate me and add value to me. No, I need to go ahead and understand who I am, what my true values are, how can I accomplish things, how can I be part of things, and so on and so forth. So that starts from within. So again, when people come and I'm like, do not come to my content to think you're gonna be motivated, because that's not my intention. Because even if you are motivated briefly, you're gonna go back to your environment that they still have the old mindset. So the idea of it is to understand who you are, appreciate yourself, as you mentioned. You have your own validation of what your value is.
right. All right, Mary. How do you handle competition or comparison in your guys of others in your field?
That's a good question. Actually, this is an excellent question. You notice this happening a lot these days. So there is a saying I go by. It says, "I am so focused." One second. How can I say this? Sorry, it's in my Arabic. It's in sorry, in my head it's in Arabic. One second, I need to translate it. Let's see. Yes. I am so focused growing my own grass to notice if yours is greener. I am so focused growing my own grass to notice if yours is greener. And many people, they are obsessed with their competition. They look this way, where in fact your goals are this way. They're not here, they are ahead. They are ahead of you, they're not sideways. So every time you are distracted, you're looking at your competition, you are losing sight of your own goals. I was one of those people who were obsessed with my competitors like years ago. But later on, I'm like, oh my God, my only competition is me. So what do I do is, how do I grow me? I can learn from my competitors. I respect many of my competitors. But at the end of the day, who am I? What am I adding to this planet? What am I adding to this planet is different than my competitor. Even if we are serving or doing the same product or services, we're two different beings. We are two different units, right? So whatever they're going to be delivering is different than whatever I'm delivering. And I remember from marketing perspective, I remember talking to Uncle G, Grant Cardone, and he mentioned this. He said, like your competition is not only the person in your industry, your competition is everything that is happening in the world right now. So if I want to be the voice of purpose, I'm not only competing, if you want to use that word, with people who are delivering courses on purpose and goals or whatever. My competition is everything else that is distracting people these days. The different things that are happening, the news, the media. Well, I don't know what is people are being distracted with these days. But these are my competition. So my competition is not that. Yesterday, I remember like Alex and I, we were watching something, and he was showing me videos of dancing chickens on TikTok. I'm like, look, this is our competition. You know,
Right.
like this is my purpose competition. That's who I'm competing with, because this is what people are looking at, right? So by the end of the day, like, know who you are, you understand who you are, understand what your purpose is, because when you understand your purpose, you are unique. Nobody can take your shine or purpose away from you, because you understand who you truly are. And that's the beauty of purpose and understanding who you truly are, to be honest.
Right. It's that clear understanding, that path that you know exactly what you should be doing. So
100%.
How important is goal setting to achieving success? And do you have any strategies for writing goals effectively?
Oh, totally. 100%. I'm more than happy to go ahead and share with that. Now, there is something called like SMART goals, which is, again, I'm just going to bring it as an example. SMART goals is like something I was incorporated, and it was incorporated into our objectives for the entities. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. And the problem with that is that many people set goals to make them specific, realistic, measurable, attainable, and time-bound. I believe that's a mistake, because SMART is not related to your goals, it's related to your target. So let me define. What is a goal? A goal is a long-term defined objective that requires two things from you. It requires intention of achieving that goal and taking action to achieving that goal. That's the definition of goals. Targets is a short-term defined objective that requires two things as well. Requires intention and action with a specific period of time. Anything we put a period of time next to becomes a target. That's why I do not believe in SMART goals, because I believe in SMART targets, because these SMART targets are measurement of how far you are going with your goals. So I'm big on 10x, and I'm big on thinking big and having bigger goals. For example, Ben, one of my goals every day is to be in the best shape of my life. I write it every day, right? I write my goals every day. I'm going to talk about it in a second. One of my goals is I am in the best shape of my life. That's my goal. What are my targets? What am I doing to bring that target into life? Sorry, what am I doing to bring that goal into life, which is to be in the best shape of my life? There are three targets I do, three things I can measure that I do. I drink a gallon of water every day. I go to the gym every day. And also I eat healthy every day for me to get to the best shape of my life. Now, this is okay for you to set smart targets, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound, because I can definitely go to the gym for 1 hour, but I don't know about 20 hours a day. So I can actually make it realistic, although I don't really like that word very much. But again, with targets, you put it in because you have 24 hours a day. It is the goal that I don't make it smart or small or realistic. So what I do for that is about goal setting, every single morning, I write my goals. I write my goals every day straight from 10x. I write my goals every single day. I write them in present time. And I write them as they have already happened. And I write them as fast as I can. And I don't care about the how. Many people, when they write their goals, they get stuck a little bit. Oh my God, how am I going to achieve that? Don't worry about it. When you write your goals in the morning, do not worry about the how. Just write it down, put it out there. And then for the day, set these different targets that can help you get to that goal. Another goal I would like to share, for example, one of my goals is I am omnipresent. Omnipresent means I am everywhere all at the same time, right? Like I want everybody to know me. So that's a great target. Sorry, that's a great goal. I am omnipresent. What are the targets I can do right now to achieve that? Well, number one, I have to follow my checklist. I have to be disciplined with my social media posts. I have to do it every day, right? The second thing is that I need to be seen in events. Like, so every time I go to an event, I want to be in the right rooms. And here's the thing about being in the right rooms. Not only you need to be in the right rooms, you need to be seen in the right rooms. You can be there, but you're hidden, but you need to be seen. So these are some of the things, some of the targets I do to make sure that I am in alignment with my omnipresence goal. Now, so when you write your goals every single morning, they are there ahead of you, in front of you, and then you set these targets, even if they're very small, but they are getting you closer to the goal. And of course, you write your goals again in the evening, your big goals, and do not think about the how. So this is what I would say. Okay, make sure that you are setting goals so big that normal, like make them 10x, as we say, and then go ahead and set targets that can get you closer to the goal. Even if it's half a step, at least it brings you closer to that goal.
Right. Like Grant says, you set goals so big that your problems pale in comparison.
I love that quote. It's in their kitchen in 10x HQ.
Yes, I love that. So, how do you measure your progress to your goals? Is there any milestones or anything that you use to help you with that?
Yeah, so measuring it's very easy for me. So I need to see it like somehow. For example, our money targets. For example, our company's money. We graph everything. What do I mean by that? We put it in graphs. Like, for example, how much money are we making daily? How much money we are making weekly? How much money are we making monthly? So again, we see it. We see the trend, because Grant would say this as well. People will lie, but the numbers do not lie. So when I see the numbers, okay, I made these many calls, I get to this many appointments, this is how much money I made. Amazing, excellent, that's amazing. So for me to measure the goals, for example, this is the business goal, we graph everything. We graph what we do to make sure, like, where can we improve? Why do we have a spike here? Why do we have a drop here? So you can easily see it when you graph it. So this is again in business. For our social media, for example, we have a checklist. For example, I can talk all I want about posting or being active on social media, but I need to have a checklist, and every single day I do not go to sleep. Very simple target. Until I post in every single social media platform, TikTok, X, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. I post in every single one of them. I do not go to sleep until I post something. And in some of them, we post multiple times, like multiple times. The idea of it, these are little targets. Some people, oh my God, it's another post. Well, for me, it's another post that brings me closer to that goal. So to measure these goals, it depends what is the goal you are doing. Like, for example, you're saying you're going to the gym and you are looking after your fitness goal. Okay, good. Graph it. This day I went, this day I didn't go. And in the day you don't go, write you didn't go, write 0. Let's say you went there for 20 minutes. Today I went for 20 minutes. Tomorrow I went. So for example, let's put it this way. On Monday, let's say you went for 20 minutes. On Tuesday, you went for 40 minutes. On Wednesday, you went for 0 minutes. You need to graph it. You need to see in front of your eyes how is your progress. Because if you do not measure your targets, you will think that you're not achieving your goals. And that's one thing people do not really give themselves enough credit for. You have goals so big, so massive. How do you know you are approaching them? Like, how do you know that you are getting close to them? You measure that by seeing how much targets are you hitting as you are heading to that goal as well. I know it's a long answer for your question, but the idea of it is like you need to be able to see it, to graph it, put it right in front of you, but you need to see your progress. If you do not want to confront what your progress is, you will not see if you are progressing or not.
Right. You need to have that time to reflect on what you're doing and where you're at and the steps that you
100%. 100%.
how do you balance ambition and contentment? Is it possible to be content while still striving for success?
Oh, wow, that's a very good question. There is something called divine discontentment. Okay, I didn't come up with this. There is something called divine discontentment. It means that you are ambitious. I'm sure you get to these points, Ben. Like you are so ambitious. Oh my God, you are want to go to hit that goal. You want to go ahead and hit that goal. You want to go ahead and hit that goal, and you hit the goal. You're like, okay, oh yeah, I hit the goal. I'm so happy. And then you're not happy anymore. What happened? This is called divine discontentment. It's ambitions. You're ambitious, as you mentioned, but you're content, but you want more. So this is called divine discontentment. There is nothing wrong. This is nothing wrong with people when they say, oh my God, I hit the goal, but I'm striving for more. There is nothing wrong with that. It's actually, I believe it's a blessing for you to think that you can definitely do more, for you to definitely know that you can accomplish a lot of things, for you to know that, you know what, I can do more, I can accomplish more, I can be more. So it's a divine discontentment. There is nothing wrong with that. The more you have it, the better it is, because you know, whatever you have reached, it is very small toward whatever you're going to be reaching in your life. There is something Grant Cardone taught me in one of the coaching calls. And he said, once you meet your potential, you're going to keep meeting it. I remember my endeavors with bringing 10x to the Arab world. So of course I started in the United Arab Emirates because it's my country, right? So I started there and I had no idea how to do it. So I remember my first event, the first one I did, I think I had like 15 people. It was but for me like, oh my God, I got 15 people. Right. And then when I reported it, I'm like, okay, fine. I need to do another one. So I did another one like a month later. This one, we had the Dubai TV coming to cover the event. Like we were on national news. Oh, wow. So I was very happy about it. And then I reported it and I'm like, no, I can do more. And then it went on and on and on. And then, so the more you achieve, the more you feel like, you know what, I can definitely do it. So every time you achieve these milestones or targets, like we call them, it gives you confidence for you to build up on it. So, I mean, I salute every single person who has divine discontentment within them, because they are striving for more. They want to do more. They want to accomplish more. So that's how I see it, Ben.
I agree with that totally. I do. So, has your success that you've had thus far brought you the fulfillment that you expected?
Not even close. I know I can do more. I'm grateful, but I'm not satisfied. Like I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for the successes. I'm grateful for the challenges. I'm grateful for the setbacks. I am grateful for the people who believed in me. I'm grateful for the people who didn't believe in me. I am grateful for everything. But I am not satisfied, because I know where I am and where I could be is way, way ahead, way far. Like, so this is even with my clients. I know they are accomplishing a lot, but I want to push them to accomplish more. I know they can do way more than they did. I know, because I did it. I didn't know I can be where I am today. Like 10 years ago, if someone told me I will be marrying the man of my dreams, that I will be having a successful business, that I will be living between the United Arab Emirates and the United States of America, that I will be where I am today, that I will be the one who's bringing the 10x legacy to the Arab world, I wouldn't believe it. I would be like, oh, that's crazy. That's not possible, because at that time, I couldn't anticipate how far I'll go in life. So again, I keep asking myself, how far can I go? John Maxwell says this. It's not about if you will reach the goal. It's about how far you will go after you reach the goal, whatever it is. So yes, I am grateful then, but I'm not satisfied. I'm fulfilled with my successes, but I'm not satisfied with them, because when you reach these targets, you can definitely do more.
Right. And it's not more for you, it's more for the world. It's more because if you continue to get yourself better, the more you can help the world get better. So
Totally.
Yeah, that I don't want people to hear this and think like, oh, she wants more for her. It's like, I know you very well. Like, it's not.
Yes.
It's more because you know that with that success, you're going to be able to help so many more people.
100%. And reach out to more people. Like, one of my goals is to help 8 billion people find their purpose then. Like, again, I need to be known. I need to be omnipresent. I need more of that. Like, how can I help 8 billion people know about purpose without me being more successful? So the more successful I become, the more people I can help. And I thank you for just saying that, because I understand that there is nothing wrong with being hungry for success, but you need to know why you are hungry for success. Many people want to be successful, but they don't know why. I know why I want to be successful, because I have a purpose that drives me that kind of goals that I'm setting for myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
How do you celebrate your success? So, like, on the journey, you hit something. How do you celebrate that? What do you do?
That's a great question. For me, like, I do things as simple as taking a short trip. I do it as simple as maybe buying something I've always wanted to buy. I love shopping, but not really. When I buy something, I want to know why I'm buying it. I used to, oh my God, I used to buy so many things that I don't even need, or I'm not even gonna wear, from designer bags to shoes to whatever, right? But now I understand, if I want to reward myself, I reward myself with going mainly to events. And for me, because now I want more of it. I want to be more strategic with it. So, okay, I want to reward myself. I tell Alex, I want to go to this conference. I want to go see John Maxwell. I want to do this event. I want to, whatever, the thing that I need to do. So for me, I reward myself by getting to know more people and going to events that I know I will find people who are ethical, authentic, and wealthy in purpose and money. You know my category, then. That's what I'm looking for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Maryam, last question. What advice would you give to somebody who's just starting on their journey towards success?
Find your purpose. Find the reason for your existence. If you don't know what your purpose is, you're going to be making the wrong decisions, like I've done when I was 17, walking into a classroom that I'm not supposed to be walking on, and then making series of different wrong decisions. What I love about when you find your purpose, again, you understand who you are, you understand what kind of goals you can set for yourself. But again, if you don't know what your purpose is, yes, you're going to be putting goals, but you will not know why you're putting that goal. So the idea of it is, when you understand what your purpose is, when you find your purpose, you're going to be setting the right goals that will help you feed your life and feed the different decisions that you're going to be making in your life. So I always tell people, find your purpose. It's going to give you like crazy confidence on why you are making these decisions or not, So again, that's my advice to people. Find your definite purpose in life. Is literally, it is the thing that will help you set the right goals for yourself.
I love that. That is awesome. All right. I appreciate you taking the time doing the interview. Is there anything you'd like to tell the listeners, contact information, websites, anything like that, if they want to reach out to you and find their purpose, find out what Clear and Conquer is all about, anything like that?
Yes, definitely. First of all, Ben, before I even share any of that, I want to thank you for actually having us. And I want to thank you for being an amazing, amazing client of ours. You're a friend as well. You brought your whole family to Dubai to our 10X event. So I just want to say how much I love and admire you, brother, for everything that you have done for yourself and for your family. So that's one thing. The first thing I want to say. The second thing is for people to go ahead and follow us. They can definitely find me on Instagram. My tag is Dr. Maryam Al Ali, Dr. Maryam Al Ali. And also they can go to our website, clearandconquer.com. That's clearandconquer.com. That's going to be the best way to reach us.
Awesome. I'll put all that in the show notes. I'll put your website and all a link to your IG in there and stuff so they can click on that as well. I definitely appreciate you. Everything that you do for me, for the world, for everybody. It's amazing. I'm blessed to have met you guys at the GrowthCon this last year, and I look forward to the future. I do really.
Definitely, brother. And I want to thank you as well for working on a Sunday. Today is Sunday. They're working on a Sunday. I appreciate that. This is again what differentiates successful people. You are doing something other people don't want to do. So thank you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Yes. Have a great day.
Bye. Thank you.